live, I think. How is everyone? Welcome back, Luxies, to the Luxury Live Show. Right beside me, my partner in crime, Kat L. If you guys are new to this show, this is a weekly show that both Kat and I host every single week. So alternating on each other's channel. So this week is on my channel, next week will be on hers, and vice versa. How are you guys doing? I feel like it's been such a long time. This is the first time we're hosting this year on my channel, right?
Yes.
Well, if you guys have watched last show, which everything is linked down below, by the way, in the description box. If you guys have watched last show, we talked about mindset shift for luxury in 2021. And we will continue that discussion, and we're going to dive into more of the purging journey. Well, I want to say, I haven't purged anything really, but Kat has, and her video is linked down below too. So she has started purging a few things, and we want to pick her brain today a little bit. I'm definitely super inspired by, her, downsizing journey in a sense. Want to pick her brain on what she's thinking about. We're discussing all of that more in detail from last week. So I think she's going to talk about her maybe recent change of habit of how she's purging. She's also going to talk about the difference between what she's done before and what she's more doing now, because like the things that she purged recently are a little bit different. And I think I'm gonna give the mic to her, but before I let Kat talk, I also want to remind everyone, so usually for this show we do a big discussion topic at the beginning of the show, and then the later portion of the live stream will be pretty much live Q&A. So we'll pull questions from you guys live chat, but remember to type a bunch of question marks in front of it because this is a different format. So it really helps us see your questions. So Kat, are you ready?
I am. I'm so ready that I've got my notes in my phone. Like, okay, don't forget to say this. Don't forget to say that. Yeah. Okay, so last week in our video on the live stream on my channel, we shared, like Amy said, we shared about the shift of our mindset, and I think it also started because I did a recent purge. So today we're going to dive into what I've been doing. Like, I think a lot of us, which I think both of us, Amy and I, we found that a lot of people, especially in the live, like all of you, are also thinking about some sort of purge and how to go about the purge, how to sell, what to sell, why should I sell? I think that all the questions we all have. So for me, maybe I share about how I used to do my purging, like my bag sales, right? I mean, I've been buying luxury bags for years, like since in my early 20s, I've already been buying luxury bags. But I think in the recent maybe 6-7 years, I started to buy more bags, and it's expensive. So one of the key things that go through my mind is when I buy a bag, if it's something expensive, I need to let go of things. So in the past 6 years or so, that's kind of like one of the criteria. If I bring something in, I should be able to, if I have the funds, that's okay. But if otherwise, I need to kind of recuperate a little bit through selling stuff. Now, how do I pick the things that I was selling? Most of the time, I pick the items that maybe I don't use anymore, or I start to use a lot less. I think that's the first criteria. When I look at my entire collection, I go, yeah, I'm not really using you anymore. And when I look at the whole collection, I always go for the bags that I have already been using. That means maybe I've been using it for 2-3 years, or maybe even in that 2-3 years, I've only used a couple of times. So it's bags that I bought in hopes that I would get a lot of use out of. Those are the ones that get chosen for the chopping board very fast if I'm not being able to use it. And another one that gets selected, I think in my mind, when I'm picking bags to let go, because I need the funds, all right, that's the main reason, is that I maybe bought the bag very inspired that I would use it, that it would suit my lifestyle. And I realized, actually, it doesn't. It doesn't suit my look. It doesn't suit the color. Maybe I like red. Red is a really good example. Buying red bags or buying red colored bags, red tones, pink tones. I realized those are the bags that I just love to look at, but they really don't suit my lifestyle. So even though I want to use them, I end up not, it doesn't match with what my personality and my confidence of wearing them. So those were the criteria that I usually pick the bags to let go. And to some extent, I sort of convince myself that they're not suitable. So in my mind, as you want to downsize, you would go through bags. I went through bags. I'm like, I'm not really using you. And I kind of play it through my head a little bit. And then the cons become more amplified. And I decided, you know what? You're going to go. Yeah, you're going to go. So my recent purge, which was in February, I picked bags that I really wasn't using anymore or could not find a use for it. So my garden party tote is a good example of something that I thought I would get a lot of use out of. It's a tote. It's large. It's my favorite baby pink, sakura pink color. I would use it for work. I would use it for so many reasons. But actually, it became an item that I held on thinking I would use it, but I actually never got around to use it. Luxury totes are actually not suitable. Like totes are not suitable for luxury. Every time I thought I would put my laptop in it, I don't, because I know that I'm putting my laptop in this very expensive tote, and there I'm afraid getting it dirty, getting it out of shape, and it's just so opposite of what I thought it would be. So that was one kind of bag that I let go. So I actually had to think through of why I was purging these items. So that was starting of the year. And then I also let go my bum bag. So again, very similar. Bum bag, trendy. I thought it would be so cool because I thought, okay, I'm so casual. I hardly dress up. And it would suit my lifestyle. It's convenient. It's just in front of your chest, But I ended up only using it like once, and I had to send it back for some change of the vaqueta. So again, bags that I bought that it just didn't work out for me, and I thought I would love it so much. But these are bags that I bought because I thought I'm going to use it, like really, really thought I was going to use. Then the third bag, and then my Palm Springs Mini, I let it go thinking that I would buy the new version. But I think that bag, the reason I'm not buying the first bag is the new version. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if I've grown out of that design.
Yeah.
Like in my own personal growth. Like I stand by my word. I love the Palm Springs Mini backpack. I use that bag like crazy. Any bag that I want to go out, that's the first bag that I grab and go. That's like insane. So, okay. By the way, people, I forgot to say, before I start, I just went on. I'm in quarantine, by the way.
Yeah, your
Talk about my
second day now, right?
Third one.
Oh, third one already?
Yeah.
I thought you arrived yesterday.
Yeah. Third. Oh no, today's my first day, but it's my third quarantine.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, okay, side story. So, then, my Palm Springs Mini backpack, I stand by. If you like that bag and you think, if you like that bag and you're considering getting it, it is actually an amazing bag. Like it's one of those bags that, wow, you get so much of use. It's so small, it's so cute, it's everything. But I had a few issues with it towards the end, like, strap with fraying and all that. So I just said, you know what? I hear a lot of issues with the zip as well, though I didn't really have that issue. But I thought, okay, maybe I'll sell it. I'll get the new version. But after I let it go from my collection, I didn't think about getting it back. And I'm just wondering if it's because I sort of grown out of it. I haven't really, put that in my mind yet. At the moment, I'm not repurchasing that bag. Maybe my lifestyle has changed. So anyway, that is my previous purge journey. And like Amy said, my recent purge journey, is something that happened, and I never thought, I never personally thought I would do it. Like, I struggled with that purge, and I think you could see in my video, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did it. I sold, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. I selected items that I bought with the intention of never to use. Things that I treasure. So my multicolor Speedy 30, you guys know, if you follow me for a long time, that's a bag that I bought. I used once and I thought, you know what? I'm never using you again because you're my precious baby. You're my trophy. I'm keeping you right there. And I never used it again. You know, I love looking at it. Every time I look at it, it's so gorgeous. I also have the multicolored cosmetic case, which I thought, fine, let it go. Let it go! And what's the third one I also let go? Oh, I also let go my multicolor, multi-pochette in the pink.
Yeah.
And once again, it has something to do with a shift of my mindset. I realized that I was keeping things for the sake of keeping them, for the fear, like FOMO, you know, fear of missing out, fear of losing them, fear of that, and my collector instinct is just together. And I just kept these items like I was a luxury hoarder for these few. I don't have a lot because I don't have unlimited amounts of money, but I had these few things in my collection just to collect. And the multi-pochette, though I wasn't really collecting it in sense, I was using the bigger pouch like insanely. That was like my pandemic section of the bag. But the rest of the few things, I couldn't bear to use it. I couldn't bear to use the pink one because I was like, oh no, what if I get it dirty? It's such a unique piece. These were the things that were like stopping me from using the pieces. But something snapped, snapped in me in December. I mean, around the end of the year. And I said, you know what? This is ridiculous. Like, you know, you're never going to use it. Every time you take it out, you fiddle around with it in the house and you end up like, put it back. It's like I struggle to use the multicolor cosmetic case so many times. I tell myself, okay, I'm going to use it. And I dig it out and I put my makeup in it and I'm like, no, I can't. Take everything out again. I wipe it all clean. I'm like, there you go. You sit right there. Can you sit right there? So I had a shift of mindset. It was nothing to do with things that I wasn't loving anymore. I love them. I really, really love them. But yeah, my mindset shifted to no longer wanting to buy stuff to collect for the sake of collecting. And it was also a very difficult video to share. And I kind of like secretly sell the stuff, like, I sent it to this is interesting. I think Amy will agree with me. I sort of secretly sold them, except for my multicolor Speedy, which I thought, you know what, I'll try and sell it on my Instagram as a trial of sharing to the public world, like girls letting go of something special. And the reason why I didn't post my multicolor, I'm getting confused with the words, my multi-pochette and on sale on my channel is because though I knew 80% of my mindset was shifting, I felt like there was a part of it of fear of letting all of you know that I was selling it. I actually sold it with a reseller because firstly, I didn't want to handle the sale at one point because I was so busy with other things. But also there was this real fear, this real fear of, what's the word? Retaliation. No, just kidding, not retaliation.
Retribution? I don't know. Retaliation. Well, I guess it's not really retaliation, but I know exactly what you mean because in case we have a very nice Luxies family, so they might not know exactly what we're talking about, but I've had, it happened to me with one of my purchases in the past where it was the rose gold mini. I bought it and I couldn't even believe I bought it because I was not planning to buy it. I just literally happened to pass by my store. And I casually asked, I'm like, oh, did you ever see this bag come in? It was already in the middle of the season anyway. I was sure it was sold out, but apparently they had one come in, and I happened to ask about it. So I was like, I guess now I gotta buy it, because how can you not buy it? And you asked about it, and it like literally is a unicorn, which I didn't know it was a unicorn, but I guess now I know. But I literally, you know, bought it because well, fear of missing out. We talked about all those mindset things in the last live. So fear of missing out. And also, you know, minis were one of my favorite shapes, although not the rectangle, but still minis are very hard to come by. Anyway, long story short, bought it, and a couple months later, I let it go. But not publicly. It was actually, you know, a subby that reached out, and she really, really wanted it. And at the same time, I felt like I didn't really buy it because I was really planning to buy it. I literally just bought it because fear of missing out, kind of couldn't pass up a good opportunity, even though it's not really a color that I wear a lot. Like pink bags, I don't wear a lot. I wear pink sometimes, but it's really not my signature. Mm-hmm. Long story short, again, another viewer of mine also reached out privately by email, but was very upset with me. Yeah. Very, very upset with me that I bought and sold it. And, you know, said some stuff that I never even thought that could be, like, that would not have been possible if I was not in the public eye, sort of speak, you know, because you guys watch me on YouTube, right? So the fear of retribution.
Fear of retribution is a real thing. And, you know, people say it's easy to buy and sell. It's not. Okay, so buying, so there are many things to buy and sell. Buying is easy. Selling is super hard. And, you know, Amy and I, we're not professional buyers. We are real people with jobs and earning money. It's just that we have a public platform. So when I started to sell my stuff, I mean, when I was selling the stuff, I guess that time I did share, you know, I was selling things that, you know, was in replacement of other things. And I also was using them, and I finally said, you know what, I'll let it go. Which is why most of my reviews are about, I always share the pros and cons, because there is cons. No bag is absolutely perfect. So if the cons start to like accumulate, and then I decide, you know what, you're getting out of my collection, I feel okay about it. But my recent purge, where I was letting go of things that I actually treasured, I felt kind of guilty, like especially with my multi-pochette, because I raved about it, and I actually still rave about it. But there was this collector mindset in me that knew that no matter how much you love the bag, girl, you're not going to use it. And I was trying my best to have quote unquote personal growth, but I couldn't post it on my Instagram to sell, because I know if I posted it on my Instagram to sell, I would get a better price for it, because I know that a lot of people are looking for it. But I rather squirrel it away to a reseller, lose some money from selling it there, because I was so concerned of my public platform. And this fear, I know some of you say, no, crap, you're crazy. I'm telling you, this is a real fear.
It's real.
For YouTubers like us, because like I said, right, we are not professional luxury buyers. We are just regular people, real people using this stuff, except that, you know, not all, okay, and I feel safe. Okay, I'm just going to say this. I feel safe to share it on a live stream, like this feeling, because people who are on our live stream, like you guys, you Luxies, are the real deal. Like, you are the reason why we continue this live stream. We feel like we're your friends, and we can share, you can understand, like, people, we're growing up, okay? And people who join the live stream for a 2-hour live stream are the real deal, okay? You're not any like troll, which is why I feel I was telling Amy, I said, I think it's okay to share this out on a live stream, because if I did a video on it, I tell you, people, there are haters out there. So selling the multi-pochette and sharing it on my recent purge video, 20% of the fear is real. The fear of retribution, the fear of people saying, oh my God, I bought this because of you. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm trying, growing up is so hard to do. Especially you have a public platform. But anyway, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying that this shift of mindset of me changing my lifestyle and changing the things that I want to buy and want to keep does have an impact on my previous review videos, though I stand by my review videos. So that's really hard to explain to people who maybe are new to my channel or new to Amy's channel, that they first see us like, this amazing bag, and then like that's 5 year ago video, but then they watch the recent video, like, no, it's out of my collection. They don't see the growth. They don't see the change in our lifestyles, where we live, what we do, our work. They don't see everything. They just see 2 separate videos of this, what happened, right? Which is why having a live stream is more, it's more real. It's like you can actually talk to us, tell us, and we can tell you things. So that's my growth for, and then after this, I think we'll talk about things that are still on the way out.
Well, thank you so much, Kat. Okay, anyways, just to recap, basically, the reason why we are continuing today's discussion, based off of last week's, is because, and also I was super inspired by Kat's most recent downsizing, but it was also a shock even to me, because like she said, she used to sell things like back in February, she did a small purge. She used to only sell things that literally you're really hardly reaching for it, which is how I personally sell. Like if I felt like there was an item where I really am not reaching for it, even though when I bought it I thought I would, but my expectation was different than the reality, so I end up selling those things. So usually that's how I go about. But her more recent purge, Mitzi Pochette, her multicolor items, those are like her holy grail. Yeah. And even I was shocked. I was like, oh, I found out after the video too. Like, but the thing is, not only did that inspire me, but also I think, like we said in last live, our mindset is shifting a little bit, not only because our lifestyles are changing, and also we want to just really buy things that we're actually using, not because they are a collector's piece, not because they're so unique and different that we need to own them. You have, well, you don't have to, but I would like to. I strive to, at least for 2021 going forward, is that every purchase that I add to my collection, I want it to be literally, I want to open it and use it right away. What is the point of waiting or buying in case you need it? That's when you get into those situations where you might not end up using it, because I actually don't know why, but it just happens, right? So anyway, we're going to have a little session of show and tell, because we promised you guys that. Like I said, I'm going to show a few items that I'm considering letting go, but I am super fearful. Like, I'm not at the point where Kat is yet. She's super brave. Like, even though, she sold maybe an item with a reseller without telling everybody, she's still really brave to let things go. Because the fact of, like, the action of letting things go is where, like,
it's hard.
Like, thinking about it, I'm already stressed out. I don't even know if I really want to go through it.
No, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard because while I was letting the stuff go, I was also going through, I was like, there's this like split second where I'm like, okay, do it right now. And then when I'm about to do it, I'm like, you know what? No, wait, just 1 second. And that is real, because that your mind is not it, and there's never a time to really ready to let go. So a lot of the things I just said, take it, which is why I think with the multi pochette, I did it with a reseller as well, because they are very efficient. You said, I texted the lady, I'm like, I'm gonna let this go, and she's like, okay, I'll come and pick it up. And I'm like, okay, she's coming to pick it up. I'm like, okay. When are you coming? I can come this afternoon. Oh my god, you're coming this afternoon.
That's really good service, actually.
Yeah, but in Singapore, right, they really quick. I'm like, no, can you
Yeah.
come tomorrow? Can you come tomorrow? I'm not ready.
She probably already have buyers lined up. That's the thing, because it's
Yeah,
such a hot item too, right?
true,
Which is
true.
funny because one of the tag that I created this year back in November was 5 bags forever and 5 bags to sacrifice. And I also mentioned that, you know, if I were to sell anything and if I wanted to be strategic and just make sure I make the money quickly because I know it will sell literally like that, that would be one of the bag. It just so happened that when I see you sell it, I'm like, oh, you actually literally did it.
I took word from your video. I'm like, okay, I think that's the one. That's the one that has to go. Okay. I'll let you carry on with your stuff.
All right. Well, we'll do some show and tell. But like I said, I am the most indecisive and scary person in terms of selling now, which is why I haven't even sold things in a long time. But anyway, we'll start with just show and tell. Nothing is official. So part of my goal is to really downsize my collection. But not only that, you guys know that one of my, like, I guess you can call it goal or wish list is to buy a Birkin, right? So I want to be ready when I'm gonna do that journey, like that spending journey, and also hopefully getting offered a bag. So a few things that are already listed on as part of my sale, so you guys might know, might not know. So I want to definitely keep my collection of mostly Chanel because that's my favorite brand, and the staples from LV. So anything else, honestly, if I was as brave as Kat and really, really just do it, then I have to downsize like most of my other brands. So this would be one of it, Mon Tresor, which is, it's even crazy to think about it because it's like a bag that I raved about. It's still a really, really great bag. But
where are you selling these items?
Oh, I usually just post it on my Instagram. I have 2 Instagram accounts. So even if you follow me on my main, there's a link to my closet one. And usually whenever someone is interested, they just email me. I still get DMs, even though I say no DMs, because DM is hard. You can't really prioritize who emailed you first. And also anything, I guess, by email is, it's just where I check better. So anyway, the other item that I'm just gonna so this is all my Fendi collection that I have left over. These, that would be the defendant cover for my Peekaboo Mini. It's literally, I have everything, all the booklets, all the spag.
If I had a Peekaboo Mini, this is a good cover, right?
This is an excellent cover because not only can you change the look of your bag, but it doesn't 100% protect it from rain and element, but it does have something over it, right? Because it's literally like a little jacket for your bag. So nice. I do highly recommend it. Even if you guys are not buying mine, literally, I still recommend it. Just go buy one because it really, if you have a different color bag too, let's say you have a pink and one day you don't want to wear pink, you want to wear something brown and black, you put this on, it's like a different bag, right? So plus this is kind of like a coated canvas.
It's nice.
And leather trim. So those things are already...
I would consider getting one of those because it's just like a little coat for your bag and it's a good size. I mean, it's a good fit.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so aside from those 2 bags, I think I only have one more bag that I already posted. So anything after that is all new and it's all stuff that I'm not even sure I want to do, kind of how Kat felt about letting her multicolor go. So this is already posted on my channel. On my Instagram, I mean. So I'm sure if you guys follow my channel, you know the story about this one. This is a bag that I did love the look of it. I did think that it would be useful for me because it's one of those beautiful evening bag, but made by Louis Vuitton. But I just have so many evening style bag, like Coco handles, mini flaps, and I just usually reach for my Chanel anyway. I'm so brand loyal. And now I know, which is why I'm going to concentrate on, even if I'm adding anything, I should just stick to my Chanel because I know I love Chanel anyway. Like there's hardly anything from Chanel that I regret at this point. Yeah. So this is the one that I got as a replacement of my Palm Springs Mini. I wish I still have my Palm Springs Mini actually, but yeah, they don't have a made in France one here, and every time I ask to see one, they either don't have it or they have one that's all like crumpled up. It's like really ugly. Okay, so these two are things that you guys have never seen because I have never posted. But if I'm gonna let go of Fendi, I'm gonna let go of Valentino and like I just have to like cut the trunk, like literally do it. So I already let go of my other Valentino before, but I was still holding on to this one. But like Kat said, like you're holding on. You're just holding on because like in case you regret, in case whatever the reason in your mind is. But I'm just, I'm just gonna do it. I just have to do it. So this is the little Valentino Rockstud bag.
Cute. It's cute.
And it has detachable strap. It has a long strap, and then some people also use the shorter portion of the strap to make it into a wristlet. Actually, a lot of people ask me about this bag still because the version that I have is the Houndstooth color. And it's very hard to find the one that is fabric lined now because the version that they sell now is pebbled leather. So it's not the smooth calf skin. And the inside is the raw suede from the leather. So this one is actually much nicer because this is their original version. So yeah, if I'm gonna not keep Fendi, I'm not gonna keep Valentino, I'm not gonna keep my YSL. This I've never even used. This I featured. This one I was even telling Kat, I was like, oh, should I just keep it? Because it's like such a good price anyway. Like it's so affordable.
Yeah.
But once you start making exception, that's also what I learned. Once you start making exception, it just goes down the hill from there because you're going to keep making more and more exceptions. So I'm just going to let it go, I think. I'm going to let this go. The YSL clutch. Never used. Mine is in the crocodile in the dark green color. It's actually, it's actually stunning. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. So far, I'm okay with everything.
I can actually hear your mind, your mind going like, oh man, am I doing this? Am I doing this?
Okay, so far I still feel okay with it because they are, half of it is stuff that I already plan on letting go, and I'm just adding two that I'm like, you know what, I'll just do it because those are part of the same rule, keeping my collection and the brands that I love.
And also, you were saying last week that you wanted to create a capsule collection, right? So it's sort of like together in the whole realm of downsizing and streamlining your collection and your all the designers that you have. Good.
It's capsule collection in asterisks because it's not really like my collection will never really be capsule, but it'll be as capsule as I can be. Just because even if I'm letting these things go, I still have duplicates of things, and I still have. Like most people will not have more than 10 bags, normal people, but I still will have more than 10 bags. So like it's not anywhere near. And plus my clothes, I have a lot of clothes, but it's just going to be as clean as I can get, I think. Anyway, the next one, I think, yeah, this one, I don't know, Kat. I don't know.
This will fly off your Instagram because you've kept it in amazing condition. Look at that patina.
Yeah, it literally, the patina is like, there's no flaw. It's because I don't even know the last time I used it. I just kept patinaing, meaning I just kept it, because to age it evenly, there are some things that you want to do, but by the way, this little class doesn't come with it. This is my Singapore souvenir, so I'm never letting this go. I got this hot stamped over there, but
oh my gosh, you already got a buyer for your YSL clutch.
Oh, okay, email me, guys. Oh my goodness, yeah, I haven't even priced anything, and it's kind of crazy. The reason why we talk about selling is hard is because it is true. Like there's all these things to consider, and like Kat said, we're not professional buyers, and I'm not a company. So there's a lot of costs associated with it. I'm not necessarily ready to like let things go at a discount. That's not really me. Like I want to choose my buyers too. Like I want some serious buyers too, who are truly wanting the things and are willing to work together to both benefit. Because honestly, selling to like random people, you get lowballers, you get people who say they'll buy, but you never hear back, like things like that. And or anyway, you just don't want to go into that. So yeah, which is also one of the reasons why I am also not trying to sell anything till now. I'm deciding to do it, but like I haven't been able to do it because just thinking about all those problems, I just don't want any of that. And I'm still going to choose my buyers. I'm still going to, because there's no way. There's no way. Anyway, the reason why I don't know if I want to let go is because this is my second time buying the Speedy B25. And the first time I let it go, oh my gosh, the first time I let it go, I felt so bad. I had a really, really, really nice viewer who like was readily, like she wanted to pay me, and she wanted me to, she really wanted my bag, and I already agreed. But at the last minute before shipping it, I got cold feet and I had to tell her. She was very understanding though, but like I felt so bad, which is why I don't want that to happen anymore. But she was so sweet and everything. I had to send her a gift. Like there was no way I was going to do that to her and not like, send an apologetic gift. But anyway, in the end, I still stole it like months later or maybe the year later. But I missed it and I bought it again. But now I bought it in... See where like my mind is going crazy? But I never use it. I never use it. I never even used it once in 2020. And in 2019, I might have used it like once or twice. But it was going to the mall and back. Like it wasn't anything real using.
I don't think you would use it as well. Like I feel like if LV came out with that bag, like if you like the bag just from the classicness of it, if they came out with a size, say 18, Speedy 18, I think that would be better for you because you're so petite. Like even 25, it's large, it's large.
It's a very, very large bag. But the other thing why I'm also hesitant is because mine is made in France. It's impossible to get in North America made in France. I got mine in during my trip in Europe. So that's the only way I was able to get made in France because everything is made in USA here. And even if you try to ask for it, it's always out of stock.
Yeah. And I think yours is
that's like stopping.
Does yours have the one that says made in France?
Yeah. I even checked now, like all of the majority of the bags that they have, the Speedies, they're made in USA, and the random ones that were made in France, they literally price them a lot higher because they're much rarer. So that also like scares me. I'm like, I got a good one. I got a good one.
A lot of bags now from LV are made in Spain or Italy. A lot, especially SLGs. So your version is, it's gonna be. Let it go.
Okay. Anyway, from the Speedy part to anything later, this is where my gray zone. I haven't officially said yes, I'm selling it, but anyway, we're just doing show and tell. Anyway, it's not gone. Okay. Coco Handle. Okay, I have 3 of those. This is the last one that I got. I really did not need a third one, so I should let this go. But again, fear of many things, fear of just regret. I guess I wouldn't really need to buy another one. So price increase is not really my issue. Fear of missing out, maybe a little bit, just because this is a black classic color. The other 2 that I have are like not well, actually the gray one is a classic color, I guess, but rare, and the blue is just stunning. So I almost can't let those 2 go. But the black one is the 3rd one. I should let it go because, like I explained in my sacrifice video, my tag video, if I just let this go and another Chanel bag, I'm almost 2/3 of the way of my dream Birkin if I ever get offered it. And like I said, if I get offered it, I want to be ready. I don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I don't have the money to buy it. Like, I don't want to get into that situation, right? So technically, if I let this go, I'll be proactive rather than reactive.
Yeah. Totally agree.
But yeah, I just hate it. I just hate letting Chanel go. Like I said, never let your Chanel go, right? Which is why this is in the gray area. This is gray area.
There's a comment from Do Not Reply, please. I can't watch these purge. I'm stressing out.
I know. It stresses me out. Seriously, like, oh gosh. But anyway, we're here, right? We're a family. So, and we are sharing, whether good or bad or just whatever we learned. You know, whatever we say now may not be true in 2022 or 2023, but at the moment it feels right.
Yeah.
Or at least it feels right to think in that direction, because I haven't committed anything yet. Okay, I think I'm going to show the last bag. Well, actually, there's a couple of accessories I think I'm ready to let go. Like, there's a brooch I think I should let go because this is a larger size. Because, like, my shoulders are pretty narrow. So I feel like every time I wear this, even on my larger coat, I don't know why it feels overwhelming, but this I think a lot of people will really like because there's no stones on it. There's just engraving and it's just all aged gold. And it's really, like, it's a large brooch. It's the size of
it's beautiful.
My palm. So, well, for me, it's large. So I think I'm going to let this go. I have a pair of earrings that's already posted on my Instagram. So, because I have 2 pairs. Never buy any more duplicate. I really need to respect this rule. I think I did pretty well last year, but yeah. Just remind me, Kat, like, if I ever buy any more duplicate, just make me return it or make me sell it to someone. Like, literally, I need to stop doing this.
I've successfully done it for 2 bags, right? Like, don't do it. Don't buy it.
This is a pair of Dior earrings. They're asymmetrical. Oh, sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but these are just the gold ones with no stones. So some people will like that because I know the ones with stones, a lot of people are worried about losing stones, even though I don't care. Honestly, I've never had this issue. But okay, this is just show and tell. We're not selling anything.
Shut the door! Everybody leave!
Oh my gosh, I am back and forth with this bag because I absolutely love the print. I have 2 other, actually, if you count the reissue, I have 4 minis, including this. And if you count my Coco handles, oh my gosh, I have 7 minis. Like, it's just insane. Do I really need another one? And like I said in my sacrifice video, if I sold this, and this bag, oh my gosh, last time I checked on Fashion File, it was insane. It was almost selling at 7,000 US.
Wow.
There was only one on their website. It's selling at something like 6,995, like crazy. I just couldn't believe it. Which is why I'm scared. Like, I'm scared of letting something like that go, because if I ever regret and want to buy it back, oh my gosh, it would kill me.
By the end of this live, your email is gonna be like, tweet, Coco Handle, YSL clutch.
But like I said, this is not a real selling video. This is like a discussion video. And even if I were to sell anything, it's like, I'm not going to let it go for dirt, right? My things are in pristine mint condition. So I'm not going to let it go for dirt. So please don't expect a bargain. Okay. This is not a bargain video, but it is more of a like mindset. It is more of a, you know, maybe it's a push for step forward. But yeah, this I really hesitate because I got a lot of your comments based off of my least used video. I did say that this was one of my least used item. A lot of you were saying how I should not let this go and that I should maybe get my Birkin first, then sell it. So that's an option.
Yeah.
What do you think? I don't know.
That's
should I
a
be proactive
possibility.
or reactive? I don't know.
That's a possibility as well. I think maybe having like 50% sold to, you know, get you past the 50% of a cost of a Birkin, and then the rest, it doesn't, I mean, if like if 100% no money, I think the stress is there. But if you are, you know, got the Birkin, then you can, you know, sell the more hot items.
Yeah.
That could be a way to do it. But yeah, that would be one that would definitely fly.
Thinking of letting that Houndstooth go is already like, I can't even go there because it stresses me out. But anyway, like not a selling video. This is just show and tell. So yeah, those are just some of the things that I like. I think, you know, it would really help towards my goal, not only of downsizing, decluttering, but also just being prepared for whatever. It could be another Chanel bag, but I you know, at least I'm eliminating some duplicates, and at least I am more prepared if it comes to starting my Hermes journey, because the last thing I want is to not be ready and just getting in debt for something that I really shouldn't, which I never would do anyway. So, Kat, I think you have a couple of things that you're also gonna share with us. Because Kat is on the same journey as me, right? She also wants a retail experience of a handbag because she already owns some Hermes bags, but you never got it like offered from the store officially yet.
No.
So
yeah, thank you. I think I'm still on that purge journey. Like, the more I think about my collection and the more I want to have that store experience at Hermes, because I have my gold Birkin and I got that pre-loved, and it was a very amazing experience to like, oh my gosh, I got this. But then I've always wanted to buy it in store. And in my mind, I would get it. Okay, before COVID, in my mind is that I'm going to fly to Europe for my 40th birthday, which is next year, by the way.
Mine is this year. I don't even know if I can travel this year. I'm crying inside. I really think my best chance is like Paris, literally, is the best chance of getting offered one. Anyway, back to you.
So I know next year, like 40th birthday, I want to get something like gabao like this. So it could be this year, it could be next year, but I mean, I'm working towards it because I don't know how long it takes. I mean, I've seen videos where they got it walking in. I've seen videos where they took months and months. But anyway, I think some of you do realize that I have already started a little bit. Like, I bought one t-shirt and a pair of orans, but you know, it's a long way. So anyway, aligned with that and aligned with my whole changing mindset, there are a few things. I've got my little list here because I don't have my stuff with me. But the first thing, and it's already on my closet, my Instagram closet. Oh, even this, it's still in my collection, okay, is my Kirigami set. Oh man, that was the last, that 3-piece Grace Coddington Kirigami set is, I would say it's the last of my collection items, and that is so hard. I posted it. I have like 2, I would say, confirmed sellers. They've reserved it. But I don't know if I'm going to do an Amy and get cold feet.
Oh my gosh, don't. It's terrible. It feels terrible to do that to someone. I never will ever do that again, which is why if I'm going to sell, I have to be 150% sure. Yeah.
Well, it's hard. Like, because I don't have it with me. Like, I posted on a picture, but now I'm going to like go home. I'm going to dig it out from my cupboard and I'm going to look at it. Oh man, I swear, even like talking about it right now, I have sweaty palms, like, because I love animals. I love cats. I love dogs. And there's a little mouse rolling inside. Like me talking about it right now, my palms are getting sweaty. But yes.
But you know, I'm actually really proud that you're letting that go because, well, maybe it's just my own personal preference. I don't really believe in excessive SLGs because I literally use the same 2 SLGs ever. Anything I have outside of those 2, I never reach. I don't have to sell them because I only have like 3 other ones. So it's not like it's like thousands of dollars sitting in the closet. But I really think that if we want to be a practical person and really use our things, how many SLGs do you actually really need, right? So I'm actually proud of you for letting that go. I know it's hard because it's like the most limited print. It's like Houndstooth, like it's the most limited print. How do you let that go? You can't.
It's so limited that when I ordered it with my essay, he's like, you better take it. Like you better get your butt here. Grab it now. Because it never even hit the stores. Like everybody didn't think that collection would do well. I think the bags and all probably didn't do well, but the SLGs, they just flew off, especially that one's so cute and they're 3 different designs. So anyway, when I posted that, I have 2 people already like, if she doesn't get it, I'm getting, if she doesn't get it, I'm like, oh, I'll get back to you. So anyway, okay, so that's one. My LV Grace Coddington Kirigami set. Okay, second thing. So let's stick with the SLGs. I have one right here. Oh.
That's a nice one.
I'm gonna let this go. I bought this. Okay, I bought this pre-loved, new pre-loved from the UK. And because I didn't know that you can actually get it from store. I actually don't know because I thought these were really difficult to get, but this is a beautiful color.
I think it used to be really difficult to get.
Yeah.
I remember when I finally got one, I sold it too. I never even used it because I don't have a use for another pouch. Like literally, a $500 pouch I don't need. Actually, now they're like $700 now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think I paid like, after with shipping and everything, I think I paid like 800 Sing for this.
Yeah,
something
they're
like
really
that.
expensive now.
Yeah, it's beautiful because it's got the CC at the end and it's gold hardware. And I used it a little bit, but I realized that I should have followed my instincts that I'm not this kind of pouch person. I need a little bit more. I don't know whether it's dividers or something. Anyway, it's just you know what? Again, even though I know I'm not reaching for this, I am keeping it because everybody is saying this is such an amazing piece to have. You know, you should keep it in your collection since you only got one. But again, I'm not using it. Like,
just let it go. I don't believe in pouches. Just let it go.
You know, I'm convincing myself, like, I don't have any red bags. I don't have any this. I don't have any red stuff. So I thought, you know, why don't I have one red little thing? But again,
your rule. Don't buy things to collect. Use them.
Again, this. Yeah. Okay. So
we're just saying that, like, she hasn't posted it yet. We're just
I haven't. I will sit down, and if I post it, it will be on my Instagram. I try not to sell it in multiple places. So if it's on my Instagram, it will be there, and then I will let it go. Okay. The 3 other things. Oh, the 3 other things are bags.
I'm taking a big breath for you.
Yeah, Amy knows what they are. The first one. I guess this is something that I'm trying to make myself not collect so many of the same type. So the first, maybe when I look at it, I'll change my mind. But the first bag that I'm considering letting go is the LV HANDBAG. My limited edition HANDBAG. I don't have. Do I have a picture of it? Let me see. If I can.
In case you guys don't know what It is. Maybe I can share the screen. So yeah, just talk about it. I'll share the screen of what it is. I
Yeah,
think that would be easier.
it's not the typical. It's not the usual one where it's black and the monogram, the usual monogram. It's really unique because it comes pre-patinaed. It has almost a 3D LV-ness to it. I'm thinking of letting that go. Now, the main reason, not two reasons, the main reason is because I don't want to have more than one colorful bag in my collection. That's
It's
the
fun,
one.
right?
That's the one. Yeah, it's really pretty. You know, you would think that it's very hard to match, but because the LVs are like 3D and it's a very soft red, it's actually
Yeah.
really nice. And it's got two things, you know, it's got damier at the top and then it's got LV monograms at the bottom. It's super 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 unique. Yeah, it's sold out now. You can't get it anymore, probably from the resale market. I love it.
It's so spacious.
It's so
But you have
spacious.
something similar. You also have your other LV bag that is zip around, except it's more of a little trunk instead of a bucket shape. It's not
Yeah.
similar, but it's, top handle, limited edition. I find that for me, the issue with having things that are, even though they're not the same, but if they're similar, you gravitate towards your favorite one all the time. Like, let's say let's talk about like the two Gabrielles that I have. I'm not selling my Gabrielles, but like, I have a burgundy and I have a black one. I still prefer reaching for the black one more just because that one is my favorite one. So even though I'm still using the red one, or I'm trying to use the red one, I use, 70% of the time I use the black one, and 30% I use the red one, and only because I'm forcing myself to. So I feel like sometimes when you have things that are a little bit, because both of these are a little bit sort of colorful, limited edition, top handle, you're gonna reach for your favorite one more.
True.
Yeah.
So that's actually a big reason why I'm picking between the two. Like, I love my neutral plain colored bags, and I do like having neutral colored bags, but I do like having something more like interesting once in a while, but I don't want to have too many. And I think once I let go my multicolor Speedy, because I only had 3 really like super colorful bags in my collection, so once I let go my multicolor Speedy, I sort of felt like, okay, I don't need so many colorful bags. So between the two, my cans and my trunk, I'm keeping my trunk. Okay, that I can't. That one I love so much. I also love my cans bag, and it's interesting. So I'm thinking about letting that one go. Ta! So anyway, it'll be on my Instagram if I do. Okay. I've got
No,
two.
it's a good one. I really am proud of you for making nothing official, but I'm really proud of you for thinking of letting that go too, because it's yeah, you already started your journey, right? You're already letting go multicolor, and then maybe Kirigami. So like, why not
That's
just
like
keep going? You've got the ball rolling already.
Okay, the next two are classic bags. And I think with Amy's video of 5 bags to keep and 5 bags to let go and sacrifice, right? I think these are strategic sales, as well as I have sort of a duplicate in my collection. The first is my Chanel boy.
I was like, what?
I'm thinking about letting my Chanel boy go. And it's because I have sort of, okay, it's not a dupe. I have something similar, and I've been loving my something similar so much. The Chanel boy with the the chain, the double chain, and you can pull it as one and make it into a crossbody. That I have something similar, and that is my Lock Me BB bag. It's not the same, but it's just the configuration is the same. and I'm using my LV bag so much more than my Chanel Boy. I love my Chanel Boy. It's one of my favorite bags. It looks good with me, even though it's very boxy, but somehow I kind of like pull it off, you know. It's not a bag that a lot of people like, but I love it. But anyway, because I have a duplicate and it's a strategic sale to you know, bump up that fun, that's one. And then the final bag that I think I'm really gonna let this go. Like, the more I think about it,
Really?
I think so.
I know what it is. That's why.
This is sort of, oh, you know what? It's a little bit like your tweet. It's my Chanel Jumbo. I am considering letting my Chanel Jumbo go. My one and only classic Chanel Jumbo. The only one in my collection. Superb. I mean, I have a little bit of wear. I mean, like on the hardware, but that's the only part of that bag that is, I would say, you know, used. But other than that, that bag is pristine. It is a workhorse. It's so expensive right now. I know if I let that bag go, I will never be able to buy it back. I know.
Yeah. If you let that one go, be 150%, because I don't think I will ever buy it back just because it's something that's not smart to do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just money. Yeah. Maybe if you can buy it back in France, sure. But like, to buy it back at my local boutique, no way.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Too much. Like for me, even as I look at all these things, like my cans, my OKs, my Boy, my Jumbo, because like I said, we're not professional sellers. My Kirigami is because I'm selling it a little bit more premium. But for all the other things, for me, if I were to let it go, I want it to go to somebody that also loves it. So I actually don't plan to sell more than my cost. Like, that's all. Just give me back my, like, you know, we'll do a deal at the cost, or maybe just, you know, just around there, and that's it. So like we said, like, if we ever sell these things, please don't come to us and say that, can we have 30% discount?
Yeah, there's no way.
Face off from like, get away. It is cost. So if I think of it, right, if I think about my Chanel Jumbo, I bought it several years ago. It's the cost is like this, the price today is like this. That's all I want. Like, if I let it go, I want it to go to somebody that actually loves the bag as well, right? And I'm not here to like peel the money from you, but the last two ones are a little bit like, okay, that's
yeah, the last one is in the gray zone. I feel it's still not quite 100% yet, right? You're making that first thought first, because without even like having that thought, you can't really do anything about it, right?
And I'm putting it out into the ponder, putting it out into the YouTube universe. So it's kind of like officiating it unofficially. Something like that.
Totally. Well, thank you for sharing. That's it, right? You don't have anything extra.
It's stressful enough.
I know it seems like a lot. It really is a lot in a way. Like, I think half of my stuff I'm literally like happy to let go because I made that rule for myself. But like, oh my gosh, the Speedies, even the Coco Handle and the Speedy and the Coco Handle, like I'm just like, they're still classic. Like, classics, they're really like, yeah, anyway. Okay, let's get into the comments, because I'm seeing a lot of interaction here. Clara, our good friend, moderator, what is a usual guideline to know if you would have seller's remorse later based on your purging experience? I feel like seller's remorse comes like, it really comes after the fact. Like, so it's, for me anyway, if I had ever had seller's remorse, which I do for one bag, it's after I sold it, then I realized of that grave mistake I've made. But it's also, like you said, it's an experience, and after that, I vow never to make it ever again. Actually, I made 2 mistakes. One mistake is the Speedy mistake I told you guys. The other mistake is the rose gold mistake. So they're kind of different mistakes, not quite seller's remorse mistakes. So yeah, it's hard. I don't know. What are the guidelines? What do you have any guidelines even? Like,
No,
yeah.
I think the remorse comes from maybe one is knowing that suddenly there's a price increase. Then you feel
Oh
like,
yeah, I know.
I missed out or I lucked out. And then you feel that like you missed out, you got a bad deal, you should have waited. So that kind of feeling, I think it will come because prices do go up. So maybe a guideline I would think is to be happy at the price that you're selling it at. Like, be at peace at that price that you're selling it at. So I'm just going to give an example. Like me, if I sell my Chanel Jumbo, I will be at peace. Okay, I know I will be. I will be at peace if I sell it at the cost. So that's it. Like it keeps going up. Like keep 15,000 Singapore dollars. I made up my mind that that's all I want, and I think that would be maybe one way to just let it go. But if you let it go for less than what you are willing to let it go, I think that's where the remorse just becomes like, I've been lowballed,
Yeah.
That is important, especially if you're letting go of things that are of value to you. And value to you can mean from memories, from the price, from the item so hard to get, so many things. So I think being at peace with that price is very important. And whatever, let the prices keep going up. That's one way. It doesn't get rid of it, but I think that is critical for feeling less remorse.
I think the reason why price is not as much of a concern to me is because I never really agree to lowballers. I don't even reply to them. Like, forget it. If you don't email me and say hello, Amy, properly, I don't reply to you. Like, that's kind of the rule that I go about. Because if you're not going to take the extra minute to be polite to me, why should I? That's how I think about it. So in a way, I'm choosing my buyer, you could say, but and usually if I also agree on the price, then I would be okay with it. I think my only remorse is fear of missing out, really. It's like, now I don't have the item all of a sudden, right? To regain it would mean a lot of sacrifice, maybe paying more for it because the price has increased. Maybe it's too hard to find the same item in the same condition that you had it at. Those are the things that I would have remorse about more than the price itself for me, I think. Because at the end of the day, like I said, if I really, really need to rebuy it, yes, it might have gone up in price and all that stuff, but sometimes it's like not even possible to find those things, right? So
True.
yeah, which is why I don't have a guideline. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's a good question. Maybe whoever has experience in that area, let us know also. Maria, maybe luxury hoarding is over. Maybe time to have quality time with our items and really appreciate the experience of wearing them. That is absolutely true, which is, like we said in our last live, one of my personal goal is to really, like, literally before paying for the item, think about, am I going to open this right now and use it right now? And not because I'm using it because that makes it count, but because I really want to. Having said that, I kind of wore my necklace today because I'm like, this is part of my least use. And I'm like, no, I have to use my things. I have to wear them, even though it's for this video. But yeah, I have to like really start, like, anything that I if I feel guilty about owning it, but if it's not getting the love and I'm not really letting those things go because I do love those things, yes, just use it. And so yeah, that's one of the rules. So luxury hoarding is over. Maybe not totally, because I'm still a bit of a hoarder. I still hoard 3 Coco handles, but if I let one go, 2 Coco handles, 2 Gabrielles, 2 minis, 2 Neverfulls. It's like, Two. I don't know. What about you, Kat? You're
I
doing much better than I am. You're
I
doing
have
way better, I
I
think.
have I have I have let go stuff, and I think it's also because last year I got a new interest, which is my jewelry. And with jewelry, because it's so expensive, my previously I would buy something and I would like, oh my god, I can't use you yet because you're so shiny. Now I'm like, you know what? The moment like my JUC came home, I'm like, yeah, we're wearing it. We're wearing it.
Yeah.
So I already started to build this whole mentality of, I mean, compared to my previous years, so a mentality of just use it. Don't be such a freak about it, you know. And with jewelry, you have to use it. It doesn't even have to be the expensive jewelry, like this necklace that I'm wearing. This is from Anna Luisa. When I got it from, this was gifted to me, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, you're so precious. You're so precious. You're so cute. And I actually was, even though it's not expensive, but I used it a little bit and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so afraid of overusing it because it's so cute. It's like such a precious thing, right? But here I am again, doing that whole like not using it, keeping it, you know, we use it for special occasions, all kinds of things. So in a way, my luxury hoarding mentality has shifted. Like not 100%. I think I'm better than Amy, but it's still, there's still that little bit, you know, there's still that little bit of me going like, what are you doing?
And I think everyone's definition of hoarding is different. I'm pulling this comment because even though it's not a question, but it's a good point. It's a good point, but it's all relative, right? So many YouTubers claim to collect. I know collecting things of all sorts is something that humans do, but do we really need 20 plus card holders? And the thing is, no, we don't. I mean, do we need 20 bags? No, we don't. But I think, you know, we kind of touched base on that on last live as well, but also the fact that, you know, and I'm going to sound repetitive, your lifestyle changes, your taste changes. And, you know, you started using maybe larger bags before, but now you're into more mini bags. And if, you know, you don't get rid of some things, then you're going to just keep on accumulating, right? You started off with 5 bags and then you got 10 and then you got 15 and then now you're at 20. And some other people will be like, their number is like on the much higher scale. It's all relative to each people. But I think for me, maybe personally speaking, like why I ended up with, say, the duplicates of the Coco handles, even though they're different colors, right? They're different season, different colors, duplicates of Gabrielle, duplicates of like the Neverfull. I'm still okay with those. I think I do have a limit. I definitely don't want to go over 2. I think that's my personal limit. I don't like to have more than 2 of the same item. And so that's where I think that's where I'm sitting with the houndstooth in a way, because yes, the houndstooth is a shape that I love in the mini size. It's the size that I love, and minis are so hard to come by, so there was that fear of missing out. But I also kind of self-justify getting it because houndstooth itself, the print, is so classic. And I made that okay to get it, right? And I'm not saying that I'm regretting the purchase necessarily because, like I said, it's such a limited piece. If I ever let that go, it's premium. But like, that's the thing. Like, eventually you start adding more things and it just becomes collectible items, because those are not the those are the ones that you're cherishing. They basically, you don't want to use it because you don't want it to have wear and tear, so it becomes collectible items, even though your initial sort of intention was to buy it to have more of it so that you can use of it and enjoy more of it because you love those styles so much to begin with. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm not justifying it for anybody else, but I'm just saying I think it just happens.
Yep. It just happens. For me, maybe luxury is something that, you know, it's not something that I buy every single, you know, few days, right? Or
Yeah,
month.
no.
You collect it over a period of time. But I'll give you an example of something that I was collecting. And it's because it's such a smaller ticket item, makeup. So I love makeup. Okay, I love. I may not be able to use it. Like I only got two eyelids, two cheeks, one pair of lips. But makeup is something that I enjoy. And how many eyeshadow palettes does one person need? How many Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes do you need? One. But I've got like a whole stack of them because they're all so different. And I actually look at it and it makes me happy. Like I would say, oh, maybe we'll use a purple one today, a blue one. But honestly, you don't need so many. So I guess with the whole collecting thing, it happens, because you love it, you cherish it, you enjoy it. And I can self-admit that I am a makeup hoarder. With luxury, I can't hoard it yet because it's so expensive. I am hoarding it, like, inverted commas. But with makeup, I admit, I've got a problem, which is why we are not looking at any more makeup. We're not doing, no, we're not. But because we love it, right? So I'm sure people who collect SLGs are smaller ticket items, right?
Yes, it's so easy to buy them. It's so easy to justify the cost.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's so cute, isn't it? And you got a whole range of colors. When I walked into the Bottega shop, and we were doing that video, that live stream about all the different brands, and I remember telling Amy, I said, "Oh my god, look at this candy!"
Yeah.
Drawer. When they opened the drawer, there was this like layer of rainbow colors and different shades of green and pink of what bag was it? I can't remember, a cassette bag or some other bag.
Yeah.
You look at it, you go like, oh my gosh, I want it. It's so pleasing to the eyes. And can you imagine you have a whole stack of SLGs? Maybe 20 SLGs would be maybe one small bag. It kind of makes you happy, So yeah, it's so hard. Everybody collects something. I think unless you're a pure minimalist, you probably do collect something.
Yeah, I really feel like the minimalists, they are the minority, like very few minority. Thank you, Clara, for our housekeeping. Don't forget to like our video if you've enjoyed the content so far, and also make sure to put question marks in front of your question. So thank you for the reminder. And absolutely, I would love to invite Oksana to our show because, although wait, Oksana, you're in the East Coast, so you would be like, it's already like 12:21 for you. Is it too late? But she was here with us earlier, so I don't know if she's still here. I'm still in the middle of the comments. But yeah, I absolutely would be happy to have Oksana here on our channel.
2020 Hermes bag, because I think she has an Hermes.
She does, yes.
24? Is it 24? Yeah, 24.
I think she added a Kelly recently, and I can't remember off the top, but Shanna, no worries, Kat. We all have our priorities, stage of life. Yeah, like I said, it's hard to you can't compare. Like even me and Kat, we're different, and it's all relative, right? Her threshold is different from mine. Mine is going to be different from yours. Okay, let's see. Luxy Chic, what do you think of the Chanel 20B dark purple? Okay, so that was fall winter collection last year. Do you have any deep purple bags? I got lucked out scoring a mini square before the price increase, but haven't seen this color in person. Well, congrats. I think I remember this purple. It's a really, like if you're a lover of purple, it's very pleasing. As long as you love it and as long as you're going to use it, because I used to own a very, very dark purple, like very, almost like eggplant, not quite eggplant, but like almost in between a regular purple and eggplant, like kind of in between, that Alma PM size.
I remember that.
Leather, and it's like the most beautiful, stunning color if it was displayed, which kind of what got me, because it was displayed and I'm like, oh, this is such a great color. It's like not quite black, but it's also very pleasing to the eye. So I took it home, but it ended up being like my all-time least used handbag of my LV career. And finally last year I sold it to a lovely subby who really, really loved the bag. And, I wasn't ready to really let it go for nothing, because like I still cherished it. So I also wanted to go to someone who really, really loved it. But it just goes to show that unless that's the color that you love, I feel like usually I just stick to my favorite colors. So I'm usually safe with black and red, and the occasional gray, like a very specific cool tone gray. If I stick to that myself, I'm usually golden. And of course, that doesn't mean that getting duplicates of these colors would still justify it. But like usually color wise, I feel like, yeah, I love the color. I don't know. Do you remember the 20B dark purple?
No,
It's a really pretty dark purple. They were in lambskin. So yeah, congrats. I think just use it. As long as you're using your items, then it makes it all worth it.
Yeah, we all like different colors. Like you like red. I realized that red bags and me.
I like red, but I still don't get overly crazy adding like a gazillion of them. I think because I do wear red in general, so I can still incorporate it into my wardrobe, but I feel like black is still my go-to. Because even if I was wearing red, I can still pull off a black bag.
True.
That's the thing. So red is because it's my favorite color. Therefore, I do add some of it. Like I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have kind of like 4 bags that are red. So it's okay, but I don't want to go overboard either. Black is still really my main color, I think.
Same.
Yeah, fast luxe style. I have a healthy LV collection. Most I don't use. Some I will keep, but others I'd like to sell. Do you recommend selling on your own? I know there's fashion file. Yeah, it's all relative. Again, I don't know if I feel like because you're asking this question, you're probably less experienced. We're not the most experienced either at selling. We just have our platform and also our Instagram, which kind of helps get slightly more exposure, but it doesn't really make it more simple. It's actually, the same risk, the same steps, the same hassle. So if you really don't want to think about it, and like if you really want to just outsource that service to someone else, yeah, it comes with a fee. Fashion File is a great place. You get a quote online and you can just accept or reject it. Yeah, you never know, because Fashion File has been, I think the majority of times they will give you a quote that you won't be happy with if it's like an item that they already have a lot of. But if it's a very like rare item, like I think if I were to get a quote for my Houndstooth, they would probably give me a decent amount.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, like I don't have to wait for it to be consigned, because it's like, where do you find another one, right? So I think I could possibly sell that one to Fashion File and just get it over with and not have to deal with, the risk of shipping or a not serious buyer, that type of thing. But maybe certain items is easier to recoup more money if you were to sell it yourself. So it's up to you how much work you want to do. What do you think, Kat?
Yeah, I think like you said, us having a platform is good, right? It allows us to share our things that we want to sell. But like I said earlier, it's also difficult because we have a platform and we're not buying just for the sake of buying. We're buying because we want it ourselves and we share the true reviews. But yes, it does help because we can, have a bigger presence through Instagram. For me, it's Instagram to offload these things. I have tried Fashion File, and I think Fashion File is reputable, is efficient in selling, and it really takes away your hassle. I think there are also other sites like I think Vestiaire is one. I'm not familiar with any of these because I've never used them. I have gotten a quote for one of my bags. I tried Fashion File, but it's it's a little lower than what I would do. Let go. So this might be something to do with the seller's remorse. I might feel like a little bit disappointed with the sale. So, but like, like Amy, I think if you give them, send them a picture of your houndstooth, you'll probably get a really good price for it. So try. I mean, no harm trying, because the quotation from Fashion File is free. All you got to do is send some photos, and then I think just put a description of how the item is, pristine or excellent. Send some clear photos of if there's any scratches on it, and I think they get back to you really quickly as well. So
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And the trick is to really take your time taking good photos. I feel like people, and I included, I get so lazy because it's like so many, like 10 different angles of the same bag. But the better your photos, and especially if your bag is in like great condition, excellent condition, you want to show off that, and it can help you get a better price, especially with a service like quoting from Fashion File. Jeanette Fong, I feel that that is why people got mad when you sell, because in the earlier on YouTube you raved about the bags, and then we were influenced to buy them, so you were suddenly selling it, and some people felt kind of betrayed. Okay, I totally agree with you from a standpoint of if I was only a viewer, and like Kat was saying, like maybe you don't quite know us very well either. But at the same time, if I were to defend my position, for example, I'm just another human being, right? I just happen to share that online as well. But I am just like you, like I can make mistakes too. Like mistakes as in like, these are not like, we're not committing any crimes or anything, but it's a mistake for us. It's like, oh, did I make the right purchase decision? Or did I really need to buy another one of those things? So I understand from your point of view. But like I also said last time in our last live, people who have lots of influence, and I even used Jerusha as an example, even if you have a little bit of influence, it doesn't matter how big your influence is. As long as you have influence, which we all do have to a certain point, people are gonna feel disappointed. I know. But that's why, which is why I'm making this rule for myself, as long as you are true to your own rules, like if you're really buying things that you truly use, even if that person that influenced your purchase decides it's no longer for them, it does not matter anymore, because you and you made that decision yourself. Ultimately, you did make that decision for yourself, because I never forced you to buy it. So you feeling betrayed, I think is part of you is trying to blame someone for your own mistake as well. I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying if I ever felt that way, I am ultimately trying to find someone to blame for an action that I made because I thought it was also a great purchase for me because I saw that on TV, or I saw that on this YouTuber, or I saw that on Instagram. Like we all get influenced every day, but at the end of the day, you have to respect your own rules and really, really, really stand by them so that you make the least mistakes possible.
Agreed. And I think it's hard because the thing about having a presence on YouTube is, sure, we are here to share. Like I when I review a bag, which is why I try to review bags several times, and maybe the first time of a first impressions review video, it's like, oh my gosh, amazing, amazing. But as time passes, even if I'm not on Instagram or YouTube, like when you first get something,
You're excited.
excited. Like, don't even talk about social media, right? Don't even talk about it. Just talk about you and your friends. Like, when you buy something new, like buy a new car or something, you're like, oh my God, this bag is so amazing. This car is so amazing. So many great things. But over time, you say, oh my God, my car is breaking down. Or things are not happening. And people and then you sold your car or sold your thing. And people, word of mouth is a very powerful thing, except that now we are on this platform. And it's easy to blame us, which is why it comes back to my point about how it's very hard to share the change, because you don't see the past 6 months of me using it and daily compared to real life friends. But I'm not saying that like it's we're not sharing what's happening, but when we sell something, it's not something that happened like this, overnight. Like, okay, I don't like it anymore, like tomorrow. It probably is an accumulation of months of use or days or weeks of use. And I think for us, myself and Amy, we don't buy things unless it's a mistake, like a pure mistake, and buy things and sell it within a month. That's not how we roll. Like, we actually, if I were to sell my jumbo, I've had the jumbo since 2014. That's a lot of years. It's not something that happened. It's just that maybe because on the platform, it feels like just yesterday. And it feels like, because we have that old review videos there. No, I'm not saying that don't care about whether you feel betrayed or not, which is why it's so difficult to share if we are going to purge something, because we also care that you feel betrayed. Like, feel in a way, there's this feeling of like, oh my God, they're going to come after us. How are we going to justify why we're selling it? But in real life, we're not professional buyers, right? We're just regular people using the bag and finally realizing it didn't work out, or we changed our mind, our lifestyle has changed, we live in a totally different country. Things could just be everything is so organic, so different.
Yeah, exactly what Kat said. And also, we have limited funds.
Yeah.
I think everyone has limited funds. Even the most richest of people has limited funds, because they buy just things that are like exponentially more expensive, and they still can't go crazy, right? So at the end of the day, you're just doing what's right for you. But yeah, it's true that being a YouTuber or any sort of just being online, even if it's just Instagram, is hard. You have to have a certain level of thick skin. And at the end of the day, we rely on your understanding too. Like, we know that the majority of you are, but there are sometimes people who get upset. And yeah, I know we can't please everyone, and it's something that we're aware of. But at the same time, I think if you were to be more self-aware, that those things you're just kind of mad at yourself a little bit as well. I'm not saying that because I want to pinpoint you, because I know that when I feel like I want to blame someone, I'm usually also mad at myself.
Yeah.
Deep down, you are the one who made the decision, right? No one was like at a gunpoint, like, doing those things to me. Like, in the end, I made that decision. So in the end, I should be the one responsible. But anyway, not pointing a finger. Okay,
no,
Maria.
What you said is true, because I'm going to add before we continue, before we move on.
Okay.
It's like you're angry at yourself. It's like sometimes when I buy something after seeing it on everybody's channel, and I feel like, everybody's saying it, and I'm also one. I'm on YouTube, but I am also influenced by YouTubers. Like, YouTube is a huge content for me. So I may watch, I don't know, I'm just throwing names. Okay, like Mel's video, Jerusha's videos, everybody. Tons of their videos also influence me.
Same.
And sometimes when I watch it and I go like, I buy it, thinking that it might suit me, and then I get kind of annoyed. And I think a lot of the annoyance is me like not thinking through my purchase properly. Like, why did she say this? And actually it's my fault, because I wasn't self-aware, like what you said. So there is truth to the anger not being channeled, right? I should be channeling it back here, like, girl, it's your own fault.
Yeah. Okay, Maria, the pandemic price increases have created panic buying and not necessarily promoting loving the actual bag, just fear of missing out. That is absolutely 110% true, which is what we were saying also in last. I really encourage you guys to rewatch if you haven't already. Watch our last live stream on Kat's channel. Everything is linked down below, by the way. I have a whole playlist. You can just keep on listening to it. But it was such a great sort of opening video for 2021 also. And I said also in that video that I think we are realizing the mindset shift as well. Part of the reason is because 2020 happened and all of us are staying home. And what changed is that because we're staying home, we're not needing a lot of the things. We're needing the essentials, but we're not needing the luxury. We're not needing the extra duplicate bag. We're not needing that extra nice shirt or whatever. So it definitely changed our perception on how we want to go forward. But at the same time, we were still living the life in 2020. We did not know it was going to be like this. So, you know, and plus the price increases drove everyone crazy, and myself included, as we have, yeah, as we have
Shared.
confessed on our last video.
Guilty as charged. But you know, the funny thing is, I think there is price increase fatigue. For me personally, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but like this month, I know there was LV price increase, and there was also, or is coming, a Chanel price increase. And usually I kind of like, oh my gosh, there's a price increase, but it just went past my head because I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, I'm done. So I saw some posting of people like, oh my god, there's a Chanel price increase, and it didn't. I mean, it kind of like, oh, a bit, but it didn't make me like 2020 where I said, oh my god, I need to get it right now. There's this major actually panic, which is what you're saying, right, Maria? Severe panic, and that was a huge price increase. But this time, I think fatigue has set in, and now I'm just keep going, Chanel, keep going, LV, because you're pissing me off.
Yeah. And yeah, it's true. I think we all feel it. Yeah, we do. I agree. Very good point. Okay, Maria, I'm considering selling my small classic flap in black caviar gold hardware because I have only used it once since I bought it last February, but I am still unsure because of buyer's remorse. Maria, you have to be so sure you want to sell it because it's such a classic. It's very hard to come by a small size in caviar. I'm sure, you know, the exact one you got is like in the, you know, in such great condition. You know, nowadays we talk about quality decline as well. But the thing is with the classic flaps or classic items, it's okay to wait as well because they're always timeless. The price will still keep going up. And because we haven't really had a great year, and even 2021 is still probably not a good, is not going to be enough for you to judge whether you're going to end up using the item a lot. So we haven't had the greatest sort of opportunity and experience with the items yet. So it's okay to wait. If it was more of a trendier item, then I would say, yeah, you really have got to think faster and see if you want to sell it earlier to get more money back. But if it's a classic, just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait till you're 150% sure, 1,000% sure.
Totally agree, because you have a very, very highly sought after item that prices keep going up. Sought a little bit, you know, I'm just plugging my bag. A little bit like my mini reissue, as well as my Chanel Jumbo. These two, and Amy's tweet. These three, these bags, they are so classic that there's no rush to sell them unless you are 1,000% sure, and also you're ready. 1,000% sure, and you're ready. You know, you can sure you want to sell it, but you're ready. You know, like you're ready to let it go. Because buyer remorse for these items are real because the prices keep going up. They're so crazy.
Exactly. And I'm seeing Shanna. No, keep your Speedy. I know the Speedy is also that classic. I can
Yeah,
literally keep
it
it
is.
for another year and see. Yeah. I am in a turmoil. Like I said, anything I said about Speedy and after is in the gray zone because I want to be proactive, not reactive. But
Don't be too proactive.
dot. Cat is gonna push me. Cat is gonna encourage me, I think. That's why you need a girlfriend. Like, I think all of us here, even if you don't know anybody who is, who has the same sort of interest, luxury as you do, that's why you join this group. That's why you join this live, because we can chat about anything. And you're in a safe space. Honestly, we're not here to judge. And we don't condone anybody who judges other people either. So, yeah, you're in a safe
Yeah,
space.
we'll get rid of trolls that come in that says like, you ladies are a
Clara
bunch
will do it.
of spendthrift, luxury hoarders. Delete troll, troll.
I know. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing another comment. Amy, do not sell. It's, you know what? Do not reply, please. That's a funny name. I would agree with you if it was. Remember last year, I kept saying I'm not selling anything. I'm not especially touching my Chanel collection. No way. I was saying that last year all throughout even. And I think it was true at the time because we haven't had the year to use our bags. But I think this year, with the mindset shift and also me knowing and having set my goal of, look, I don't know how, but I want my Birkin. It has to happen by me visiting the store, because short of me visiting the store, there's nothing happening, right? It's like if you want to win the lottery, you got to buy the lottery ticket first. So I literally have to make the first step. So I know it's still hard because of the pandemic and I'm trying to stay safe and not go. But if I'm really setting this goal for myself, I got to make that first step. And that first step includes being prepared. And I mean financially, because I'm prepared to own a Birkin. Of course, offer it to me, but financially, I need to be prepared, right?
True.
And, that's sort of what Kat is going through too. And she already started her journey, which is why we picked her brain at the beginning of this live show. Okay, bags and bunnies. Seems like so many of us got the urge to purge recently. Me too. I wonder if it's the new year or we're influencing each other. I think it's both. I feel like I've always kind of had that at the back of my mind also. And it's kind of ironic because I literally just filmed a video before coming in here, sharing my first 2021 Chanel unboxing. But I actually bought those things in 2020. Like I bought them even before Christmas. I just haven't opened it. And we're discussing about mindset shift. Like, so anyway, you're going to see that unboxing video in the following weeks after I edit it and everything. But like those things were bought before we made up our minds about this mindset shift. So there's a bit of everything. Like I was already thinking about those things even back in December, but I wasn't really implementing them. It was kind of just all jumbled up in my mind. Haven't made that clear in my head. But at the same time, I'm seeing Kat do her journey. I'm seeing other people doing their journey. So I am influenced. Right?
So definitely. I mean, for me, I think the problem with purging is the thought that we are no longer buying. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you purging when you're still buying? It doesn't mean if I'm letting go of my things, it doesn't mean that I'm not buying stuff, right? I'm still buying, but I'm actually sort of resizing, reassessing, and reviewing what I really want in my collection. So even if I sell all the 5 items in my what I said just now, I could still do an unboxing and say that, yeah, here's a new bag. But when I bring in that new item, it is because that item is like what Amy said. I'm using it. I've ripped it out from the box. I'm using it right now. So yes, we are all being, influenced to let go of bags. But I think the reason behind, for both of us, there is a reason behind it. We are actually kind of like assessing, do we need so many of the duplicates? Are we buying things that are collecting? And it's okay. I feel like it's still okay. You will still see us do unboxings. Though one of the things that I said, I'm not going to have a new wish list. So it could be such a random thing that I buy, but I'm going to make sure the things that I bring into my collection, and I'm still going to use the word collection, into my, entire set of things are things that I really, really love and am going to use. So if I know that if I, say I buy a black version, which I don't think will happen, but if I buy a black version, it's something that I thought about. I'm like, you know what? I think a black would be better. And I'm going to use it. And I take it out and use it. And if I find it's a mistake, which I pray is not, and I'll let it go again. So I think that is the shift that we're trying to do. So yeah, purging doesn't mean, so you don't have to feel bad. We still want to see the unboxing.
No, I'm not feeling bad, but I was sort of like, as I was filming, I was like, I'm not using this right now, and like feeling guilty already. But like I said, also part of the reason is because we had 2020 and 2021 is not really that different. So I'm excusing myself that way. I do love the 3 items that I added, so do not be alarmed. I did not buy something that I'm gonna sell. I hope not. Yeah. Anyway, you're gonna see, not bags, so nothing crazy like that. Anyway. Michelle, Amy, I've also decided that I'm a Chanel girl. It took me 10 years to find out. Sold all my non-Chanel bags, and 2 of them that I didn't reach for. Only keep buying Chanel from now on. Focus. Thumbs up for you. And yeah, I think me too. Like, I started my journey into luxury like 2008 officially. And it's like, it's been a decade, 12 years now. So I am definitely realizing that now too. But that's the thing. I was not ready for Chanel back then. I was not. And it's ironic because Chanel was so affordable back then. But I was not able to afford it. That's the thing. Amy, the Speedy 25, can you use it for travel? Yes. But I remember I have 2, maybe I should do a collections video. You guys may not remember. I have 2 Neverfulls. And I also have a Longchamp tote. Usually when I travel like local road trips, I will take my Neverfull. And if I go on international trips on the plane and etc., then I'll take my Longchamp. So I don't need my Speedy. I'm just hoarding my Speedy at this point.
The answer is clear.
Oh my god. I'm also thinking about what Gina said to me too, like, because Gina and I also keep in touch, and I don't know if she's here, probably not today, but she also kept telling me, do not sell your Speedy, keep your Speedy. And I'm like, okay, I kept it in 2020. I still have it, like I said, it's in the gray zone. Gray, very gray zone. LV Speedy 25, doubt you can sell it at a good price and will end up buying at a higher price. Just keep it. I think you mean that I'm pretty sure I can get it for a good price because the Speedies, they just kept going up. But to rebuy it, I agree, it will cost me more than the price that I would have sold it. I agree with that, which is why if I sell it, I'm never buying it again. Never, ever, 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 ever. Okay, I think everyone is talking about the Speedy at this point. It's probably when I showed my Speedy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just skip over that. You need to bring Clara onto the show. She was on our show twice so far, but yeah, we for sure will bring her back periodically.
No, I think Clara was saying that she's going to do her purge as well, because I've been telling her, like, girl, you got too many bags. I'm the one who's influencing everybody to sell your bags. And she said that, yeah, she's going to do it. She's going to set it up, her Instagram account. And I'm telling you, people, she's got a good collection. Like,
Maybe
it'll
we
be
should
like a Facebook selling page. Like, everybody's like taking notes, you know, like, we're going to go to Clara's Instagram.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should just bring her in and then have her do a show and tell as well. So any of you who are like seriously interested, because we only want serious buyers, then you can like message her. Maria, have your bank account ready for Hermes. Hermes is raising their prices. Cry. And the essays are going to push a lot of stuff that you may not want. Focus on what you love from the brand, I think you said. Agree.
Agree. It's too expensive to buy things that you don't want.
And the thing is, Hermes is another level, right? I've only started getting comfortable with Chanel, and now I am thinking I am ready for Hermes, but I know it will be sort of a situation where whenever I pay for anything, I will come home and be like thinking, what did I just do? Like, I think because I had this exact same sensation when, for example, when I unboxed the Trendy or even the Chanel 19, like, or even the Gabrielle and the Coco Handle, like every time I made a purchase that is my first time, and I was just getting comfortable with it, or maybe okay with the idea of spending that kind of money on something, you know, it's sort of like a mini heart attack, not a real one, but like, you know, you sort of like getting so nervous and in disbelief in a way. So Hermes is going to be another level, which is why, like I said, I need to be ready.
Yeah. Totally.
And no matter how much I get ready, I still think that I will have those sensations because it's just a different level. I think it's a whole other level of craziness. Why do we do this to ourselves? Maria says, no, not the tweed. But that said, probably one of the best bags to sell to finance your Birkin.
Yep.
That is why I said it's going to be a sacrificial sell if I ever go ahead with it. Really, it would be. I just bought her bag in store. The in-store experience is nothing to shout about. I have far better experience at LV Chanel. Yeah, you know what? I think that's one thing that I've learned from hearing everyone's just including my own experience, is that don't let that one experience deter you from trying again, because maybe that essay just had a bad day that day, or maybe that essay is just not very nice, then go to someone else, right? That's how I look at it.
But I also think with the Hermes in-store experience, because I've bought pre-loved, you know, the pre-loved, unless you're getting an amazing deal for the item, is therefore you have savings, and savings is obviously much better. But the items that, for me, what I want in the resale market or the reseller prices, they're so expensive. They are double the price of what I want to pay, and I cannot imagine paying double the price of a bag for nothing. So yes, the in-store experience may not be, you know, it's not the whole like champagne do and all that. Really, honestly, it's amazing, but I think it's not the entire. I think it's also that price thing, that the one that I want, the bag that I want, which is a Birkin 25, it's priced so insane in the reseller market that it might actually still be worth going through the whole store experience. So that's how I see it, unless you're getting a good deal outside.
Yeah, and I think if you don't have the patience and you just want to get exactly what you want, and you're okay with paying the premium because at the end of the day, someone else did that work for you, like that history building and did that quota spending, and you're just gonna hand them exactly what they want in exchange for the bag. Good for you, and that's fine. I think for myself, and I think I speak for Kat too, we want that experience because why not? If you're gonna spend that much money already, spend on some stuff that you can actually wear and also enjoy. In the process, hoping for hoping to get what you want too. Like, I mean, nothing is guaranteed, but it's a risk that we're willing to take in a way.
Good question.
Yeah. Okay, I know we're at the 2-hour mark almost, so I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can. For Hermes, is it the influence or do you really love the bags? Just wondering and want to understand the mindset since it is a lot of money. If social media was not around, would you buy Hermes? That is a great question. I have to say, for me anyway, it's a bit of both. It's definitely influenced because I don't think if I don't watch YouTube, if I was not a YouTuber, if I did not have Instagram and did not follow a bunch of influencers with their beautiful photos, I probably would still be stuck in my mindset of 2008 and be saying, what? Spend $10,000 on a bag? No way. I will never do that. I would be stuck in that mindset, believe me, because if I was not on YouTube, if I did not watch it, and if I did not follow anyone, I would not have been influenced, and therefore I would have still have that mindset. So having said that, I admit that I am a bit influenced, or a lot influenced actually. But also because I am on YouTube and I do all kinds of research for my videos, I learned a lot of things, and learning about or even hearing about the difference in craftsmanship, what they make you go through to get the bags and why they do that. Like all those things makes sense. And having evolved, having evolved in terms of style and lifestyle and like just whatever, like my life basically for the past 12 years, I'm at this point where I'm ready. I'm ready to experience it. I don't know how it's going to end up being. It may not be very pleasant. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, it's a bit of both. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe Kat can tell us how she feels about why would you buy Hermes if you really loved it or if you were just influenced. I don't know.
I mean, great answer, Amy. And I agree with what you said. I feel like there is the bit of both. I mean, for me, before YouTube, before I was on YouTube and before I was watching YouTube, I have always wanted a Birkin. Like, we're talking in my 20s and I saw it on Samantha from Sex and the City. And I was like, that is the epiphany of success. That is what I want. Because you're talking to a bag lover, right? It just looked so wow. I think she was carrying like a Birkin 40, which is obviously that time. It's like kapow, that bag. They didn't know Birkins, other sizes. But I think over time, it was something of like, whoa, can you imagine? You have to be in such a kind of success level to be there and ready for this kind of bag. And it's just, you're in the door with that bag. It's just, oh my gosh, amazing. But over the years, and then after that on YouTube, like Amy said, we learn things about bags. Not every bag is made the same. And of course, we know that, right? Some bags have stitches coming out. Some bags are just made in 20, 30 hours, things like that you learn. And then you start to really appreciate the craftsmanship that goes behind the bag. And then when I got my first Hermes bag, which was it? I can't remember whether it was my Kelly or was my Lindy. I think it was my Lindy. I was blown away. Okay, like, wow, the craftsmanship is so, so good. The quality, the smell, the hardware, it's like trying to look for something wrong with the bag so that I can sell it. It's so difficult. it's like it's totally different. So if you love bags, I think they have managed to maintain a standard of quality for their bags, and therefore the prices match that. So social media definitely brought about more of their bags, like all the other brands, all the other designs, like her bag, etc., etc. I think definitely elevated them out to my knowledge. But even if social media wasn't around, and say we're still watching TV or just looking at things, I think over the years there is that appreciation for different brands from LV, Chanel, and all that. So both, I think a little bit of both. Social media just probably accelerated it.
Exactly. I was gonna say something, but then I heard next door someone laughing out loud, so I totally blanked out, forgot what I was gonna say. But I'm also trying to get through some all the questions because I know we're supposed to end our live stream. I'm also reading some comments. Like I still read people say, "Don't sell your houndstooth." MK is here said, "You made a good choice. Do not sell it." Like I said, this is not a selling video. We're just setting our intentions. Maybe. Like none of, yeah. Anyway, rewatch the beginning. How many bags is too many in your opinion? Do you have any number? I think we talked about that last time. Everyone has a different number. I think for me, I would love to, and I would love to strive for the same 10, like dozen. I think that would be a perfect number for me. Right now, I'm a little over. I'm in the 20s. And that's counting, like, you know, this is count like as a bag, even though it's an SLG. I think for me, it would be a good number, like a dozen, because I'm never really gonna get rid of the bulk of my Chanel, because I really do love Chanel. Like I just love everything about their fashion, and I mean every time they have a new collection, their jewelry, I just like, I have to almost buy a piece of jewelry every single collection. So I've also been seeing some questions about, what do you think about the price increases? Are you going to keep buying them, LV or Chanel? And the answer for me is yes, I will still keep buying. And I think for Kat is the same, but we want to make purchases that are more thoughtful, because for the exact reason, they are going up in prices. So I want the purchases to be things that we know we cannot wait to wear it. Like literally, we want it because we cannot wait to wear it. So I feel like as long as we're using the purchases, even if you have, you know, even if you have 12 bags, 20 bags, 30 bags, as long as you're using and rotating each of them regularly, then it's worth it for you. So there's really no magic number, I think. I definitely want my collection to be in the dozen, just because I feel like that's really a good number for me. I feel like every 2 weeks I would have rotated all my bags already, which is a great feeling for myself. And I strive to have like a capsule wardrobe, even though it's impossible for me, but like I strive for that idea. I want to feel like I'm living off of a suitcase feeling. That's what I said exactly last week. Every time I travel, I bring my favorite shirts, my favorite dresses, my favorite jacket, my favorite bag, my favorite jewelry. And I live in that suitcase for 2 weeks while I'm traveling. And I feel happy because everything matches and everything is concise and together. And I almost don't feel like I'm lacking anything. I want that feeling all the time when I'm at home too. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Totally. It's like you're getting your cost per wear. You just feel like your money's not sitting there and not being used and loved, because I mean they're just items and they're meant to be seen and used and enjoyed. I think that's the mindset we're trying to set in place right now. It's the beginning of the year, and I think that sets the tone for the rest of the year. Just it could be 6 months, but I think we're trying to set the tone for what is going to happen for us. Like when I buy something, say I buy like an example, some random thing from Prada, it's because I've thought that this item, it may not be a wish list item, but it's something that I'm going to grab today. It's going to get so much use. I'm going to really enjoy it. It suits my lifestyle. That is something that we're trying to strive towards. And of course, Amy is going to buy the Chanel version of it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Chanel, she's LV. Okay, I'm so sorry. I feel like I really do have to skip some questions because there are still so many, and I don't want us to be here for 3 hours. I don't think everybody has that kind of time. So I hope that you guys understand. Is it unfair? Sorry, it's unfair to blame personalities for influencing you to buy something. Thank you. Ultimately, no one can make you buy anything. The final decision is on yours, on your end. Yeah, it is, but I do understand the disappointment. I do. Because I have been influenced by others too, and I also see the same influencers letting go of their stuff, which is why these mindset shifts and these personal rules are so important. They really are. I'm pretty much numb of the price increases in the past year, but I never really did any panic buying, most probably because luxury is so inaccessible here in my country. Oh, that is great.
I think I'm back happy is in the Philippines. So it's a little bit inconvenient to go to the shops and buy. Not as convenient as America and all that, right? In the Western, where you can just click a button and it'll come directly to your house.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a good and a bad thing, I suppose, because if you are somewhat of a fashionista who loves to own a lot of different options, then you have no choice but to pay the extra to get it shipped to you and all that. So it is good and it is bad, I suppose. Joyce, reflecting back on 2020, 2021 so far, my buyer's remorse is not buying more classic flaps sooner. Yeah. That is also why I don't own any. I agree. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Trying to go through.
We're in overtime.
We're a little over. Is it okay to mix different brands like the Dior strap with different other bags? I don't mind mixing, but I don't like mixing too much. I think mixing 2 brands is okay, but it's really just up to you. I think it's what pleases your eye, I feel. Okay, let me maybe go through another question. Because every time I scroll, it jumps a little bit, so I have to go back.
I see some comments from... I see everybody's just talking, which is great, right? Which is what we said earlier. This is like a safe space. We can talk about things that are really, really unnecessary.
Yeah, and I'm also like Kat and I will always rewatch our lives, or at the very least, I reread the comments because I mean the live chat because like it's so interesting, and I think that could be our last question. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy this session. Like I said, it's kind of like a big discussion, brainstorming, a bit of show and tell for the fun of it. And maybe that will also push us personally to like go ahead with it and do the right thing for us. But yeah, I'm going to take into account all the live chat comments. I'm going to reread those things. I think Kat and I have a lot to talk about as well personally. But yeah, as per usual, I thank you so much for watching and joining us live. If you're new here, I would love to have you guys back. So please do consider subscribing to both our channels because we alternate on each other's channels. This is a weekly live show happening every Friday Pacific time at 8 p.m. and Singapore time at noon. Saturday at noon. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.